We generated over 100,000 leads for land clearing and forestry mulching companies, 160 active clients, 34 states, close to 500 companies total since we've started. But I don't want to talk about all of them today. I want to talk about 10 of them because in those 10 accounts alone, 5,685 leads, almost 1,000 booked jobs, and 5.4 million in just tracked revenue. And every single one of those stories started the exact same way. A guy with a machine, not enough work, and no idea how to fix it. So let me walk you through what actually happened. Before I get into the results, I need to kill a myth. One of the biggest lies in land clearing is that you need more equipment to make more money. You need a bigger machine, a second crew, a bigger trailer, and then you'll be good. I've watched a guy with one skid steer out-earn operators with 3 excavators and a full crew. Do you know why? His phone gets answered in under a minute, his follow-up's automatic, he charges what the job's actually worth, and he has a steady pipeline of consistent leads coming in no matter what. The machine matters, but the machine sitting idle because your phone didn't ring, that's not an equipment problem, that's a visibility problem. Every operator I'm about to talk about solved that visibility problem first, and the equipment came second. Let me start with the one that still gives me chills. A forestry mulching company in California called me and said, Jacob, we have $2,000 in the bank. They're ready to file bankruptcy. He underbid a job by $120,000 and it nearly killed the company. He was done, paperwork on the table, but we rebuilt everything. New campaigns targeting, stopped chasing low-value brush cleanup, started targeting homeowners with real projects, wildfire mitigation, lot clearing, property development. Since then, he's gotten over 300 leads, 31 booked jobs, and $772,000 in tracked pipeline revenue. I need you to hear that number again, $772,000 from a company that had $2,000 in the bank. His revenue per lead is over $2,400. That means every single lead we send him is worth almost $2,500. This man was filing bankruptcy, and now he's an efficient closer in our system. If you're sitting there right now thinking it's too late for your business, it might not be. This is what's possible when you stop trying to figure it out alone and let someone who does it every single day build the system for you. Now let's talk close rates, because most operators close with somewhere between 8 and 12% of all their leads. Industry average, normal. But 2 of our clients are not normal. Next chapter, 163 leads, 74 booked jobs. That's a 45% close rate. Nearly 1 out of every 2 leads becomes a paying customer. $309,000 in revenue. Just this month, 5 out of 11 leads booked, $19,800 in a single week. Then there's Mongo's, 302 leads, 106 booked jobs, 35% close rate, over $507,000 in revenue. 1 out of every 3 leads turns into money. His speed to lead is under 3 minutes, top 5 in our entire network. So what are these guys doing differently? 3 things. 1, they answer fast, not in an hour, not when they get back to the truck, within minutes. 2, they qualify on the phone. They're not driving 45 minutes to look at a $300 job. They ask the right questions before they leave the house, and it's scripted. 3, they price with confidence because they know more leads are coming tomorrow. When you're not desperate, you close differently. You don't discount, you don't chase, you do good work, you keep the pipeline filled with good jobs that pay well. That's the difference between a 10% close rate and a 45% close rate. Same leads, same ads, same platform, different operator habits. Now let's talk about scale. What happens when a company that's already doing well gets a marketing system behind them? The Yard Force in Tennessee, they were already a decent operation, doing about $500,000 a year. More consistency, more control over the pipeline. Since launching with us, 2014 leads, 359 booked jobs, over $2 million in tracked pipeline revenue, 17.8% close rate. But here's where it gets good. 4 weeks ago, I flew to Knoxville and spent a full day with their team on what I call a Titan Media Day. We shot 12 months of ad content in one session, new creative, new angles, real footage of their work. That new content went live, and in 4 weeks, their leads have doubled. Their estimator, Adam, is now booking 5 to 7 meetings a day, and he just closed $20,000 from 2 estimates in one day. Clay, the owner, texted me and said, Adam's complaining he has to wear a collared shirt every day now because he's doing so many estimates. That's the kind of problem you want. Too many estimates, too much work, and having to dress nice too often. That's the kind of problem you want. Too many estimates, too much work, and having to dress nice too often. And that came from one thing: real content from a real job site plugged into a system that's already proven to work. That's it. Now, I know a lot of you watching this are one-man, one-machine operation. Some of you watching this may have 10 machines, 50 machines, but you're wondering if this works for someone your size. Let me give you some examples. Clear Cut Land Solutions in South Carolina, one setup was one guy. He got 721 leads, closed 183 of them for $710,000 in revenue. And he had a $99,000 single month with one machine. A-Team and Sons, Andrew and his son in Central Florida, one machine, very few clients, no online presence, nothing but machines and work ethic. Their first full year with us, they did $310,000 in revenue, $200,000 of that directly from our leads, 494 total leads, 52 booked jobs, and he just landed a $45,000 single job. He's now added 3 machines, sent me a 12-minute video talking about what this did for his family, father and son, multiple sons, and his machines. Now they're on track to do their first $100,000 month. You don't need a fleet, you need the pipeline, and the fleet comes later. Every week someone tells me, Jacob, my market's too saturated. There's too many land clearing companies in my area. Guys, this is the biggest lie you could tell yourself. It's not even close to saturated, especially when you compare to other businesses, service-based blue-collar businesses. There's a huge opportunity, and having competitors, if they're good, actually helps. And if they're bad, they'll get phased out. Ridgeback Solutions, 484 leads, 62 booked jobs, $160,000 in revenue in just a few months. 3 full crews running in a market where the owner said, and I quote, "There are too many guys doing this." There are never too many guys in the market. There are too many invisible guys, or too many guys not doing it right. The operator who shows up first on Google and has more online presence and activity than the other one, the guy who has 55 reviews instead of 8, the one who answers his phone in under a minute, those guys get the work. The operator who has no website or a horrible website that Google can't read or trust, 3 Google reviews, and doesn't check his voicemail till Thursday, he's the one who sits around blaming the market. Same market, same homeowner, same demand. The only difference is who's visible and who's not. We made Ridgeback visible. He did the rest. Now he's got 3 crews in a saturated market. Let me break down the math because I think a lot of operators don't actually run the numbers. Beyond the Clear in Wisconsin pays us about $1,500 a month. Legacy client. Over the course of the year, about $18,000 in rise, what he's paying us. His total tracked revenue, $377,000 on $18,000 spent. That's roughly a 20x return. But let's zoom in even more. 829 leads, 112 booked jobs. His average job comes in around $3,400. So every lead we send him is worth $455 on average. And his cost per lead is somewhere around $35 to $45. So he's paying $40 for something worth $455. Now, not every operator will close at 13% like he does, but some will be higher, some will be lower. But even at half that rate, 7%, the math still works overwhelmingly. The guys who say they can't afford marketing are the same guys spending $0 and wondering why the phone doesn't ring. Math is not the problem. The math has never been the problem. The problem is not doing it. After 100,000 leads and close to 500 companies, here's what I know matters. 3 things. Number 1, speed to lead. The data is crystal clear. Leads contacted in the first 5 minutes close at 3 to 4 times the rate of leads contacted after an hour. Same lead, same ad, different outcome. Answer the phone, call fast, call often. Number 2 is follow-up. 2 follow-ups after an estimate increases your close rate by 30%. Not 10, not a 47-page, 47-touch email sequence, just 2. A text on day 2 and a text on day 5, that's it. But most operators do 0 follow-up because they don't want to be annoying and they wonder why people ghost them. Number 3 is content. Real photos, real videos, real job sites, not stock or AI. Your machine, your property, your area, your face. The operators whose leads doubled, every single one of them shot real content. That's not a coincidence. Speed, follow-up, and content. Master these 3 things, and the rest takes care of itself. Now, I want to be real with you. This does not work for everybody. If you're not going to answer the phone, don't call us. If you're not going to call fast, don't call us. We can send you 50 leads a month. We can send you 100 leads a month. But if you're responding 4 hours later, you're wasting both our time and yours. If you want to put in $2,000 and get $25,000 plus back in 14 days, it doesn't work like that. It takes 30 to 60 days to learn your market, test creative, and dial in the targeting. The guys who quit at day 14 are the ones who email us 3 months later asking for their leads and their creative back. If you're not willing to shoot some content, even just videos from your phone of your work, you're making this 10 times harder than it needs to be. But if you've got the equipment, the work ethic, and you're willing to let us do what we do while you do what you do, the results speak for themselves. 5.4 million in just tracked revenue across 10 operators. That's not a promise. That's what already happened. And that's just in the last few months. If you could be the best land clearing operator in your entire state, best equipment, cleanest work, most reliable crew, none of that matters if nobody knows you exist. We work exclusively with land clearing and forestry mulching companies, 160 of them active right now, hundreds of them in our network, 34 states, and close to 500 total since we've started. We've generated over 100,000 leads. We know exactly which ads work, what keywords convert, and which follow-up sequences close deals in your industry because it's the only one we work in. Stop being the best kept secret in your county. RiseOnlineAds.com, book a call. We'll show you exactly what your market looks like and how fast we could fill your pipeline. See you in the next one.